So I think the payment industry is changing so rapidly that an event such as this helps to bring people together, to allow them to share ideas, to learn new things, but also to start to create solutions in a collaborative way.
And sometimes we do need to sit down as a European industry to talk about some of the issues and to talk about the future, because our future could be quite different to the future in China or in Australia.
It's an event to learn, it's an event to network, but also we use the event to raise our brand profile. So by entering awards, we've had phenomenal success through the years.
The evolution is quite staggering. I mean, I have seen over the past few years more and more startups coming to the event, and MPE hosting innovation showcases and promoting innovation.
It's great for merchants to get out there, see what's new, learn about new trends, and see what these guys are actually talking about, because they're talking about a lot of important data, important findings that can help a merchant.
It's a great conference for the simple reason that you've got the crème de la crème of the payment industry in Europe together.
The word Omni was mentioned 3 times today in 3 different pieces of, the 3 new words were created. Omni-channel, Omni-shopper, and then Omni-pay.
Omni-channel is almost something that is in the past. Now the question is, how do you drive more value for the merchant in terms of loyalty, in terms of helping them understand their customers, in terms of helping them understand their shopping habits. And it's about focusing not just on the merchant, but also on the consumer.
The main takeaway really was that we have to make sure as an industry that we don't forget to focus on the shopper instead of focusing on ourselves and trying to build something that's just serving the channels, but not necessarily serving the needs of the shoppers, which are all about convenience and really making sure that payment is just something they don't even realize in an ideal case.
There's the components to the proposition, but the full backend integration is quite challenging and it requires, again, time and investment. So I think we still have to wait for the true omni-channel experience.
Omni-channel is about data, not about reconciliation in our perspective. Having all the data provided by a payment service provider can be a really good solution for most retailers who are struggling with the various sources of data. There are various solutions to analyze the data from a payment perspective, adding there your visitor data as well. And your payment provider can optimize your complete experience from A to C.
They need to think first about what sort of access to data and information they're going to receive from that provider. Second, they need to make sure that they're building systems internally to manage and hold their providers accountable associated with the performance anywhere in the world for the different payment types and for the different streams which they're using those services for.
It may be good in the end in that it will push retailers to perhaps look at payment products which are not necessarily card-based, particularly for their online business. And I think that would be very interesting to develop.
The payment is much more about how you interact, how you own the relationship, how you help that particular merchant to sell more and to drive more value for their consumers.
I think the excitement has to be around how to make payments frictionless, but also how to make payments relevant to what they call the millennials. So everything's moving into what I call the social networking scene. You only have to look at Facebook.
I think the biggest challenge is to come to the merchants, small merchants which are not equipped, not educated, not maybe even ready for online payments, and make these payments available and accessible for them.
It's actually to always be a few steps ahead. And so far, keeping fingers crossed, we manage it to be a few steps ahead, but not falling into a trap of making just tailor-made pieces of technology, because we still manage to remain a product company.
That's the challenge today, how to integrate payment and loyalty at the same moment of payment.
And I think for all of us, the innovations that will really succeed and will make a big impact on the industry are those innovations that will make it into the physical world, that will enter the store, that will help you or me make the purchases in a more efficient way, make it more fun for us, make it more rewarding.
Try to reinvent yourself, be creative, and don't be afraid.
So whether it's reporting, whether it's pricing, whether it's transparency, keep it simple.
So I think all of the industry players, including MasterCard, but also our customers and our partners, need to look at the consumer. and need to look at the merchant and to make sure that the connection between the consumer and the merchant is frictionless, simple, safe, secure.
Being out there in the market, it's so tempting to do 100 things at a time, but you should do only one thing and that really well in order to be successful.
Items such as being cross-border and not based on a local scheme nationwide, but being European-wide or worldwide is a key factor, obviously. Another one is for mobile tokenization.
For merchants, basically streamline your offering so that people can actually buy the products easily from you. Link all of your basically estate together so that if you, let's say, have a storefront and you have an online offering, let them buy in store, let them buy online. Make sure that that's connected and make sure that it's easy for them to do that. Utilize click and collect where they can buy online then pick up in store. And also utilize the different channels that are out there.
When it comes to securing and preserving the integrity of the payment ecosystem, it is about collaboration and cooperation. So PSPs, acquirers, merchants, schemes, regulators should all work together.
It's not about the payment processing cost, it's about the additional value that they can get. Because payment processing is a commodity. And if it's a commodity, that means that everybody's charging the same thing. So what you've got to look for is what's the additional value that you can get and who you're going to get that from. Whether that's about a domestic market, a regional market, or a global market.